Love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. The Justice League and Fantastic Beasts star posted a number of images on their Instagram stories seeming to mock the authorities. Quote, "You can't touch me. I'm in another universe." And another message stated, "Message from another dimension." Although Miller's Instagram account has been deleted, screenshots of the stories have been circulating on Twitter and published by news site The Direct. Another story message read, quote, "I am shielded from negative people and their ill intent. My spirit, my mind, my body, soul, plus success are not altered by anyone's envy. I am protected from all negative energy people attempt to throw at me, subconsciously and consciously. I clear any and all hidden peers who are hidden enemies." Last week, the parents of Dakota Iron Eyes, an 18-year-old environmental activist, petitioned the Standing Rock Sussex Tribal Court to issue a protective order against Miller, whom they have accused of using violence to hold sway over their daughter. Legal documents state that her parents, Chase Iron Eyes and Sarah Jumping Eagle, claim that the actor, now 29, quote, "used violence, intimidations, and threats of violence, fear, paranoia, delusion, and drugs to hold sway over a young adolescent, Dakota." A tribal court judge approved the interim order earlier last week, but the court cannot locate or serve Miller a copy of the petition. The parents allege that the perks of being a wallflower actor was 23 when they met their daughter, who was 12 at the time, at Standing Rock Reservation in North Dakota. In an interview with the Los Angeles Times, the parents alleged that Miller gave the girl alcohol, marijuana, and LSD during their friendship. Miller has still not been located by authorities, and Dakota Iron Eyes has continued to defend them. On June 6th, an unverified Instagram account apparently belonging to Dakota Iron Eyes posted, quote, "I'd like to make a statement to acknowledge the tragedy that is the narrative of the general public and the assumption made on my behalf by my family and friends regarding my stability and otherwise. I dropped out of Bard 5 months ago. My friend and comrade William passed shortly thereafter. My mind was incredibly impacted and I've needed space and time for the processing of grief." The message concluded, "My comrade Ezra Miller, for the entirety of the aforementioned era, has only provided loving support and invaluable protection throughout this period of loss." Miller has had several brushes with law enforcement this year after being arrested twice in Hawaii for harassment and assault. On March 28th, they were arrested in Hawaii following a confrontation at a karaoke bar between a woman singing karaoke and a man playing darts. Miller was charged with harassment and disorderly conduct. They paid $500 in bail and were released from custody. In April, Miller got into trouble with law enforcement, allegedly throwing a chair at a 26-year-old woman, leaving her with half an inch cut on her forehead. They were arrested in the early hours of April 19th for second-degree assault at a private property in Hawaii. So let me get this straight. Ezra Miller, aka who used to be the Flash, right? The world's fastest man. He at one point in time at the age of 23 had a friendship with a 12 or a 13-year-old, right? And then what was alleged, right, during that whole stint was that he sat up there and gave her narcotics and alcohol, right? And I think maybe a few other things. And I'm like, nobody finds this
suspicious.
because for me, I'm looking.
You
at
don't
this,
find
this
that
is a grown
suspicious?
man, and I'm like, you sitting up here.
You don't find that
doing
suspicious?
all this with a 12 or 13-year-old that you met at just some type of gathering, which I'm still trying to understand. Why is it that you are even having a conversation with a 13-year-old and you are a 23-year-old individual? You should be talking to other 23 plus year old individuals, on top of the fact that you're sharing, right, illegal substances of which this person has ingested, which they're not supposed to be ingesting at all. But yet nobody finds this strange. Nothing at all. And I'm a little bit, confused on why it is that the LGBTQ community is not saying or talking about anything delving in or around this topic and or this subject, and how it is that nobody can seemingly find where this individual is. It's almost like he's Saddam Hussein. And this dude is just, quote unquote, hiding in some random caves. And, people just got to figure out the right cave to sit up there and find. Like, this is completely baffling to me. Because if this was anybody else, they would have been found this person, especially if they're using social media to basically mock law enforcement who's trying to sit up there and serve them some paperwork. Police are looking for him. But you mean to tell me nobody in Hollywood knows where he is? You mean to tell me that nobody who associates with Miller knows where he is? Really? Are you serious? And then on top of that, he is allowed to mock law enforcement. Not once, but twice. Wow. And he's on social media. He has other accounts. But, like I said before, a lot of people out here, they got, different protections. And that's how it works. I'm not incorrect in what it is that I'm saying, because Miller is a part of the LGBTQ community. So unlike other people, who are pretty much not above, the law or approach or whatever it is, Miller is. He can seemingly do, whatever it is that he wants to do. He can make a mockery of the justice system. He can make a mockery of law enforcement. And, like I said, you have two parents out here, a mother and a father, who just want their daughter back safe and sound. They don't care what happens to Miller. They just want their daughter back safe and sound so that they can check on her, so that they'll know that she is okay, so that if anything, did take place or did happen, they can do the things necessary in order to help their daughter. Because realistically, that's all I gather from the parents, main point. Like, we want our daughter back. We want our child back. You have no right to sit up there and hold her, right? And just like in one of the pictures that I showed you, their daughter, she was looking out of it. Like, she was literally looking out of it. Like, both of the people, Miller and then it was another woman, they were both looking as happy as all get out, as if they were happy to take the picture, smiling and all this other type of stuff. But then you look at her, it's like nothing's there. And it's like, for people out here to literally see an image like that and not think or acknowledge that there is a problem or a situation, that basically says a lot. Not only, about the people that are close to the situation, but that says a lot about other people out here who are observing this and allowing this to go on. Because we all know that if this was another individual that was not part of a community, that they would be made and held 100% accountable for any and all actions, right, that took place and that are deemed harmful, right, to somebody else's child. But like I said, this is where we are at this moment in time. There's a certain set of rules for one, and there's a whole complete and separate set of rules for another. So all I'm saying is this: the only people that can really fix this situation is the LGBT, because I promise you, somebody there knows exactly where Miller is. They know where he is. I promise you, somebody knows. Like I said, just like whenever a crime is committed in a community and somebody is trying to hide from law enforcement, somebody out there is harboring, right, that criminal. Somebody out there knows exactly where this person is, where they're located. But like I said before, law enforcement can't sit up there and find anybody if the community don't want to sit up there and help law enforcement find where the individual is. So like I said, the LGBT community, like, yo, where y'all at? We all have to sit up there and come get this individual so that they can sit up there and get served this paperwork and more than likely be back in jail or maybe possibly prison. Because if you're not looking at this, let's just look at the fact, which a lot of other people are quiet on, the fact that Ezra Miller decided that he wanted to attack two women two different times. But like I said before, magically people are completely silent and not talking about that. This individual, clear cut look at the pictures, right? We know the character that he plays, right, in the Justice League, who is the Flash, who is what? But yet this individual decided that he wanted to do what? He wanted to go after and cause harm to two women. Why is that? And why is it that whenever things like this take place by people like this, that people happen to stay silent, the stories never get talked about, and I don't really sit up there and hear women bringing this up at all either. Like I said, a lot of behavior that is negative, detrimental, and bad is okayed, and it should not be okayed at all. Like I said, if you care about women and you don't want women to be assaulted, harmed in any type of way by an individual, then obviously you need to look at everybody and not just a certain section or a group. But, you know, like I said before, it is what it is. At the end of the day, more than likely ain't nothing going to happen to Ezra Miller. You know, he's a part of Hollywood. You know, he's rich. He got a whole bunch of money. He can do whatever it is that he wants to sit up there and do. So, you know, all that's going to tell other individuals out there is that if you got money, you can do anything that you want. You can buy freedom at the end of the day.